All right, strap in everybody, because today we're taking a deep dive into some seriously mind-bending stuff. We're talking vibration, like universal vibration. You know how sometimes you just get this feeling that there's got to be more to reality than what we see, like some kind of hidden energy?
Oh, yeah, totally.
Well, that's what we're exploring today.
It's wild.
We're diving into the Kybalion, this text that claims to reveal this ancient Hermetic wisdom. And it all revolves around this idea that everything, literally everything, is in a constant state of vibration.
It's amazing, really, this idea that from the tiniest atom to like the biggest galaxy, it's all moving, all vibrating.
Hold on, so you're saying even my comfy couch isn't actually solid?
Nope, not in the way we think of solid. It's more like a crazy dance of atoms all vibrating super fast.
So my couch is basically a mosh pit of atoms?
You got it.
Yeah.
It's like when you see a crowd from a distance, it looks like one big thing, right? But up close, it's all these individuals moving and grooving.
So like the universe is just a massive cosmic rave.
Exactly. And here's where it gets really interesting. The Kybalion says that the rate and the way something vibrates actually determines what it is, its shape, its properties, everything.
So like cosmic recipe, different vibes, different results.
You got it. Think about the electromagnetic spectrum. We can see only a tiny bit of it as light, but there's a whole bunch of stuff we can't see, like radio waves and X-rays.
Ah, okay.
It's all vibration, just at different frequencies. And the Kybalion says the same principle applies to everything in the universe.
Okay, my mind is already starting to bend a little bit here. So everything we see, even thoughts and emotions, are just energy vibrating at different speeds.
Precisely. Think about temperature. Heat is just how fast molecules are vibrating.
Huh.
A hot cup of coffee, the molecules are bouncing around like crazy, but in an ice cube, they're chilling out, vibrating much slower.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
So is there like any actual science to back this ancient Hermetic stuff up, or is it just a cool idea?
Oh, there's definitely science backing it up. Modern physics, especially quantum physics, is confirming a lot of these ideas.
Really?
Yeah, quantum physics says that matter isn't as solid as we think. It's more like a fuzzy cloud of possibilities.
Okay.
And even the seemingly empty space between objects is actually buzzing with energy.
Whoa.
It's all about vibration at the most fundamental level.
Okay, I'm starting to see the connections here.
It's pretty amazing, right?
Yeah, but what about the really out there stuff like telepathy or mind over matter? Is that stuff even remotely scientific?
Well, that's where things get even more interesting and maybe a little speculative.
Okay.
But the Kybalion suggests that since everything vibrates, even our thoughts and emotions have their own frequencies.
You're saying my thoughts are like sending out vibes.
Exactly. Think of it like radio waves. Our thoughts can broadcast out and even influence others.
So that bad vibes feeling when you walk into a room, that's not just me.
It might not be. The Kybalion suggests you could be picking up on the collective mental energy of the people there, kind of like a group vibe.
Whoa. Okay, so if our thoughts are sending out these vibes, does that mean we can like control our own reality with our minds?
That's the big question, and we'll definitely dive into that later. But first, there's something else we need to unpack, something called the ether.
The ether. Wasn't that something scientists were trying to prove existed but couldn't?
Exactly. Back in the day, physicists thought there had to be some kind of invisible substance filling the universe.
Okay.
They called it the ether, but they could never actually find it.
So does the Kybalion just ignore that?
Not quite. It actually embraces the ether, describing it as this superfine, high-frequency substance that connects everything in the universe.
So if the world is like the internet, the ether is like the Wi-Fi signal.
Exactly. And get this, the Hermetists went even further. They said the ether is what allows all vibrations to travel, connecting matter, energy, even consciousness itself.
Okay, now that is wild. So is this ether something we can perceive, or is it totally beyond our senses?
That's a great question. And the Kybalion suggests that our senses are actually pretty limited.
Right.
Just like dogs can hear sounds we can't. There's a whole world of vibrations we just aren't equipped to pick up on. And the ether, with its incredibly high frequency, would probably be one of those things.
So we're like Neo in the Matrix, only seeing a small part of the code.
Precisely. But that doesn't mean we can't explore what's beyond our immediate perception.
Okay, I'm ready. Tell me more.
Well, next we're going to crank things up and see what happens when we start dealing with really, really fast vibrations. Think transmutation, altered realities, maybe even a glimpse into the nature of consciousness itself.
This is about to get deep, listeners. Hold on tight. We're going full speed ahead into the vibrational universe.
Okay, so let's shift gears a bit and crank up the volume on this whole vibration thing.
Already.
We've been talking about how everything vibrates, right? And how the speed of that vibration determines what something is, its form.
Yeah. But what happens when we really ramp up the frequency? Like way up?
Okay, I'm picturing a cosmic DJ spinning the dial to max volume. What happens next?
Think about a piece of ice. As you add heat, its molecules vibrate faster.
Right.
It melts into water, keep adding heat, and it turns into steam.
Yeah, makes sense.
The Kybalion says that same principle applies to everything. If you keep increasing the vibration, things start to change in a big way.
So if we keep cranking that cosmic dial, could a solid object, like, disappear?
Not disappear exactly, but it would transform. The Kybalion says that matter would eventually break down into its most basic parts, like atoms, then subatomic particles, and ultimately dissolve into that ethereal substance we talked about.
So it's like the object goes from being physical to being pure energy, like in Star Trek when they beam someone up.
Exactly. It shifts from a lower vibration to a higher one, changes its state of being. And the Kybalion takes it even further. It suggests that by raising the vibration of anything, you could elevate it to higher and higher states of existence. Higher states of existence, like leveling up in a video game.
It's more like climbing a mountain. Each step upward gives you a wider, more expansive view.
All right.
The Kybalion says that these higher states of existence are less dense, more ethereal, and closer to the source of all creation, what they call the all.
Okay, now this is starting to sound pretty mystical. Is this where science says, nope, can't explain that?
Well, science hasn't quite caught up to this idea, but it's interesting that a lot of spiritual traditions have described similar concepts like ascending to higher realms or states of consciousness.
Right, like the different levels of heaven in Dante's Inferno.
Exactly. So if this vibrational ladder exists, how do we climb it?
Yeah, do we need like a cosmic stairmaster?
That's where things get really interesting. Remember how we talked about mental vibration?
Yeah.
The Kybalion says that the key to raising our overall vibration is mastering our thoughts and emotions.
So like, if I'm all stressed out, I'm stuck at the bottom of the ladder, but if I'm feeling happy and peaceful, I'm climbing higher.
Exactly. Your mental and emotional state directly influences your vibrational frequency. The Kybalion calls this process mental transmutation.
Mental transmutation.
Yeah, it's the art of consciously shifting your thoughts and emotions to raise your vibration.
It sounds kind of like alchemy, like turning lead into gold, but for your thoughts.
That's a great way to think about it. The idea is that you can transform negative thoughts and emotions into positive ones.
Okay, but is this just another way of saying think positive?
It's a bit more nuanced than that. It's about understanding that your thoughts and emotions are energy, and that energy has a real impact on your reality. Have you ever heard about that experiment where they spoke words to water crystals and it changed their structure?
Yeah, I think so.
It's a similar idea here. Your thoughts and emotions create a kind of resonance that attracts similar experiences.
So you're saying my negative thoughts are literally creating negative experiences in my life?
The Kybalion would say that your thoughts and emotions create a vibrational resonance that attracts similar experiences. If you're always focusing on lack or fear, you're more likely to attract situations that reflect those vibrations.
This is giving me serious, your vibe attracts your tribe vibes.
That's a good way to put it. But how do we actually do this mental transmutation thing? Do we need like a special mantra or something?
Yeah, I want to know.
There are a lot of techniques. Some involve mindfulness, being aware of your thoughts without judging them.
Okay.
Others involve visualization, creating mental pictures of the reality you want, and there are affirmations, using positive statements to reprogram your subconscious mind.
So if I'm freaking out about a job interview, I should picture myself totally nailing it, answering questions like a boss.
Exactly. By imagining yourself in that successful state, you're shifting your vibration towards it, making it more likely to manifest.
So it's like mental rehearsal for the win. I can do that.
Exactly. But what about those negative thoughts that just won't go away? How do we deal with those?
Yeah, that's the real challenge.
The Kybalion suggests you don't try to suppress or fight them. Instead, just acknowledge them, then consciously choose to focus on something more positive.
So it's like that scene in Harry Potter where they learn to fight the boggart by turning it into something funny.
That's a great analogy. Transform the fear into something you can manage.
I like it.
It's about taking control of your mental space and choosing to vibrate at a higher frequency.
Okay, I'm starting to get the hang of this mental transmutation thing.
It's powerful stuff.
But What does any of this have to do with those stories about masters and adepts performing miracles?
That's where things get really exciting. The Kybalion doesn't see miracles as breaking the laws of nature.
Oh,
It suggests that masters and adepts have just mastered the principle of vibration, using it to create effects that seem impossible to those who don't understand it.
so instead of magic wands, they're using their minds to manipulate energy and matter, like some kind of Jedi mind trick on a cosmic scale.
It's more like they've become masters of their own energy and learned to harmonize their vibrations with the universe. They understand that everything is connected, and by shifting their own vibration, they can influence the world around them.
Okay, this is definitely next level stuff. But if this knowledge is so powerful, why isn't it more well known? Why is it hidden away in these old texts?
That's a great question. Some believe it was kept secret on purpose, passed down only to a select few. Others think it was lost over time, waiting to be rediscovered. But regardless of why it's been hidden, the Kybalion suggests that this knowledge is available to anyone who seeks it.
So it's like a cosmic treasure hunt, and the treasure is the power to shape our own reality.
Exactly. And the map is the Kybalion.
Okay, I'm officially hooked. This whole principle of vibration is blowing my mind.
It's pretty amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, but I gotta ask, if understanding vibration is like grasping the scepter of power, as the Kybalion puts it, doesn't that come with a lot of responsibility?
Absolutely. The Hermetists believe that with great power comes great responsibility.
Of course.
They emphasize the importance of ethics and using this knowledge for good.
Yeah, not for personal gain or manipulation.
Exactly. It's about becoming conscious creators, contributing to a harmonious and vibrant universe.
Okay, now I'm really starting to see the bigger picture here. It's not just about personal transformation. It's about evolving our consciousness and contributing to the evolution of the whole cosmos. But before we get too lost in the vastness of it all, let's bring it back down to Earth for a minute.
Okay.
How can we actually apply this knowledge in our everyday lives?
That's a great question, and one we'll explore in the final part of our deep dive.
All right.
We'll dive into practical ways to integrate the principle of vibration into your daily routine, from mindfulness to visualization techniques.
I like it.
And we'll discuss how to use this knowledge to manifest your goals, improve relationships, and live a more fulfilling life.
All right, sounds good to me, listeners. Get ready to put on your lab coats and thinking caps. We're about to turn ancient wisdom into actionable steps for a more vibrant life. Okay, deep divers, welcome back. It's time to put all this vibrational knowledge into action.
That's right. We've explored the mind-blowing ideas from the Kybalion, but now let's get practical.
Exactly. I'm not trying to merge with the universe just yet, at least not before lunch. So give me the cheat codes. How can I use this to manifest a parking spot right in front of my favorite coffee shop?
Well, while I can't promise you a prime parking spot every time, the Kybalion does offer some practical tools for shaping your reality. One of the most powerful is mindfulness.
Mindfulness. Isn't that just a fancy word for paying attention?
It's more than that. It's about becoming aware of your thoughts and emotions without judgment, kind of like watching clouds drift by.
So instead of letting my mind race with a million to-dos, I should just chill out and watch the mental traffic go by.
Exactly. By becoming aware of your thoughts and emotions, you can start to see which ones are bringing down your vibe.
Okay, I can get behind a good mental decluttering, but what happens when those negative thoughts just keep popping up like weeds?
That's where mental transmutation comes in, remember. It's about transforming those lower vibrations into higher ones. Imagine you're playing a video game and you hit a really tough level. Instead of getting frustrated, you find a new strategy, a power-up that helps you win.
Okay, yeah.
Mental transmutation is like finding that power-up for your mind.
So if I'm freaking out about a deadline, I should hit the mental pause button and try to see it differently.
Exactly. Ask yourself, what's a more empowering way to look at this? Maybe it's a chance to learn something new or to really show off your skills. By shifting your perspective, you change your vibration and attract a more positive outcome.
So it's like choosing to listen to an uplifting playlist instead of something that brings you down. You're changing the soundtrack of your experience.
Precisely. And just like a good song can lift your mood, positive affirmations can reprogram your subconscious mind.
Okay, this is starting to sound like the power of positive thinking.
It's similar, but mental transmutation goes a bit deeper. It's not just putting a positive spin on things. It's about understanding the energy behind your thoughts and consciously choosing to shift that energy.
So it's like I'm conducting my own mental orchestra. I choose which instruments play, and create a symphony of positivity.
Exactly. You have the power to create a harmonious inner world, and the Kybalion suggests that this inner harmony influences your outer reality.
Okay, that makes sense, but let's be real. I'm not going to be bending spoons with my mind anytime soon. What are some more, down-to-earth ways to use this?
Think about your goals. Do you want to start a business, write a book, learn a new skill? Mental transmutation can help you get there.
Okay, so if I'm dreaming of being a best-selling author, I should visualize myself at a book signing, feeling the excitement of achieving that goal.
Exactly. By vividly imagining yourself in that successful state, you're aligning your vibration with your desire, making it more likely to happen.
So it's not just daydreaming. It's like actively shaping my reality with my thoughts and emotions.
That's the idea. But what about when things get tough? Life throws curveballs. It's easy to get discouraged.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But even then, mental transmutation can help. It's about finding the opportunity for growth in every situation.
Okay.
Instead of focusing on the negative, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this make me stronger?
So it's like turning lemons into lemonade, but for life's challenges.
Exactly. And by focusing on the positive, you're not only raising your own vibration, you're sending out ripples of positive energy into the world.
That makes me think about the butterfly effect. The idea that small actions can have huge consequences if we're all connected through these vibrations. Even a small act of kindness can make a big difference.
That's a beautiful way to put it. It reminds us that we're all part of something much bigger than ourselves.
This has been an amazing journey into the world of vibration. We've covered a lot of ground, from atoms to the ether, from ancient wisdom to modern science, and I think we've learned some powerful tools for shaping our reality.
I agree. It's been a really insightful conversation.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, let's remember that we're not just along for the ride. We're powerful creators. We can influence the universe with our thoughts, emotions, and actions. By understanding and using the principle of vibration, we can unlock our potential, manifest our dreams, and create a more harmonious world for everyone. So go out there, deep divers, raise those vibes. The universe is waiting for you to join the dance.